You for coming along with me on my journey about my medical mystery. I did a video yesterday on symptoms that was done a little while ago because I was not able to, or was having issues posting that on Facebook. So I wanted to come on here and actually do one about my current symptoms because I do have newer symptoms that are happening. So to start off, some of my newer symptoms are, so my memory issues have gotten worse. It's been difficult. When they first started happening, I was just kind of like, oh yeah, that's people do that all the time, blah, blah. But then things started happening that were very unusual for me, out of my normal. So that would be like cooking and then leaving the stovetop on. I've done that several times. And two times that I've done it, it was, I believe two times that it was done, it was over like 2 hours that it was left on. So that was scary that I had been doing that. And then, people that I know have been telling me about how I have been repeating myself. We'll tell them a story and they'll tell me, yeah, you've already told me that. But I have no idea that I even told them that. I have no memory of that. And when that first started happening too, I was like, okay, that's normal. You get distracted. You forget that you've told somebody something. But then it started happening more and more. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's out of the normal for me too. And then just having full conversations with somebody, forgetting that I've had that conversation with them and not even remember that I've had that conversation with them. So those are real scary to have that, in my opinion. I think, though, I don't think it's something separate from what's going on. I think it's the same thing. I just think it's more maybe of the brain fog that's happening there. But then I also have been getting, my weakness in my legs have been worse. Typically my left side is the worst side. My right side doesn't give me as many problems as my left does. And then I also get like tingling in my leg. Sometimes it's just in like the joints, so it'll be just like in my ankle or my knee. But then sometimes it's like my foot, my ankle, my knee, like all up, like through my whole leg. Sometimes it's my entire leg, and that feels really weird. It's almost like a pins and needles sensation, but it's different from that because I won't be sitting and it happens. I will be like up walking and then it happens. So it's not like, oh, you've been sitting weird and then that happens. You have already been like up walking, excuse me, and then it happens. So that's odd too, and that is really hard to walk when that happens. So if that happens, I try to sit down. Then there is like, I get like twitching. Sometimes it happens during the day. It seems to happen more at night though, like when I'm trying to sleep. And it's very disruptive to my sleep when it happens. So it's just like, example, like my calf muscle will just like twitch out of nowhere, and it'll last for a little while and then it'll stop. Sometimes it's my thigh that'll just like a muscle spasm or something in my muscle and it'll just start twitching and then it'll stop. But it happens in the middle of the night. It keeps me awake. I used to have like restless leg syndrome when I was pregnant, and then once like I had my kids, it went away. But now I have it all the time, and that is really been hard to sleep with too. So those, are some more issues that I've been having. I've also noticed that at times, not all the time, but when I try to walk, and it's typically my left leg, will feel like it's real heavy, almost like there's lead in it, and then it's like hard to pick it up, and it doesn't want to pick up as much as my right, and sometimes like my toes will drag. So that's odd too. Luckily, I've been really lucky and not tripped or fell. I did almost fall the other night, but but I was able to save myself. I just kind of clipped my knee on the floor, which hurt, but there was like no bruising or nothing like that. So that's good. It was scary though too. So, but I have been very lucky not to fall. So those are just some of my more symptoms. And then there was one symptom that has recently come on too, but I've had it for about a year. I forgot to put it in that other video, is twitching. And this typically happens on my face, and it is on the right side of my face. So my right eye will just kind of feels tingly like my leg, but then it will start twitching. And then my lip will too, but it's like the right side of my top lip will kind of get all tingly, lose a little bit of sensation in it, not completely, and then the lip will start to twitch. So those are some newer symptoms. And then, of course, you know, I still have the heat of the shower is starting to get worse. Like, I have to rest after I take a shower. I can't do anything right after. So if I have like a doctor's appointment that day, I have to like take the shower the night before, and you know, so that I don't ruin my whole day and not be able to go. I have been making sure that I use my cane all the time when I'm out and about. I do have a walker too if I'm feeling really, really bad that day and need more assistance. But I really have not been going out. If I need to go out for a doctor's appointment, or if I absolutely have to go out for something, then I will. But if I don't have to go out for it, I don't go out. I'll go out and maybe try to get like a little bit of sun, but that's about it. I can typically only stay out there for a few minutes and then I am done. I have to come back in. The sun also, what that does is like, so that seems to be the only time that like both of my legs get weak at the same time, and it almost feels like my whole body is shutting down, especially if it's sunny outside and it's hot. It happens quicker. So I'll just start getting like real weak, real off balance, and then either need to sit down before I go inside so I don't fall, or get help going inside. So it has been tough. I'm not sure if there's going to be any other symptoms. I hope not. I hope this is all that I get. That it does seem that even my other symptoms that I had do continue to kind of get worse. Now, one thing that I didn't mention in my other video about my symptoms is that they do tend to like, okay, so I call them flare-ups, and because I don't know what else to call them, but I have like days where I feel not my symptoms aren't completely gone, but they're a little better, and they seem to be able to get by a little better that day. But then I have days, and it can last from anywhere from like 3 to up to 30 days, because I've had it feeling bad up to 30 days. But sometimes it's only 3 days, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it just depends. It's all over the place. It's unpredictable. But my symptoms are real bad, and it's really difficult to do anything. And I just feel way worse. And then they'll kind of just ease up and I'll feel a little better. And they don't, like I said, they don't really go away, but I do feel a little better, and like I can kind of maintain a little better than I was before. Now, if I overdo stuff, do too much cleaning in one day, go out and about and then clean, or even do too much activity out, like going to the store, going to appointments, stuff like that, too much, and have to do too much walking or something, that will flare up my symptoms to where they tend to be worse. So it's really been hard. And a lot of times these, the symptoms getting worse is so unpredictable. So it's been hard to work. It's just been so hard. And I don't know if you've noticed from my last video, I think my last video, because I was having problems posting to Facebook at the time, was like a year ago. So you could tell some differences in my speech. I'm having a harder time remembering things. I say a lot. Even in those videos I did too. It's so hard though. At times I almost feel dumb. Like I'm like losing my intelligence, but I know I'm not because when my brain does clear up a little bit, it's still there. So I don't know. And I do have some tests coming up. One of them cannot be done until I see a new neurologist in my area at UC in January because the test has to be done by a neurologist. So I have to wait on that. I do have other tests, which I'll do another video on the tests that my neurologist from the Cleveland Clinic wants me to do. She is wanting to roll out central nervous system diseases. So one of the things that she's wanting to roll out is MS. So, but I think it's taken so long because they thought it happened right after my heart surgery. So they thought it's complications with that. It's something along those lines with that. And I don't know that it was. It just might have been a coincidence that it happened. For a while, I thought that too. Just because it happened right after. And most people, you know, if it's something that happens right after surgery, it's from that. But I don't think it was. I think it was something that they're missing pieces to put it together, or they're not looking at everything as a whole. Because some of my providers will be like, oh, well, you know, this could be this. And they're looking at it separately, like separate symptoms, when I think it's actually everything is related in one big picture. And I think that's what they're missing. So hopefully I can get some answers soon. I would really love that. I really don't want to have a disease like MS or any kind of central nervous system disease. I always, going through this, kind of wished it was just something easy and simple that could be fixed easy and simple. But I don't know that it is, since it's gone on so long. So I really appreciate you being here for my medical mystery and see if we can figure this out. If any of you have had any of these symptoms and your doctor's like, hey, I know what this is, or this is what it turned out to be, I would love some insight just so like I could talk to my doctors about it. Not saying that that is what I have or anything like that, but maybe we could go that route into looking into that too, because I'm at a loss. So if this isn't any central nervous system disease, I'm kind of at a loss for what this is. So I would love anybody to drop some comments on, you know, some helpful suggestions. If you've had anything or known anybody with any symptoms like this, you know, what theirs ended up being, anything like that would be super helpful for me at this point. I know we shouldn't go to Facebook for answers, but I'm not really going for answers. I'm just trying to come for like a direction, since it seems like a lot of my providers are kind of stumped at what's going on with me. So I would love any insight that anybody could give me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. Bye.